everybody, it's Hollywood here with another episode of Underfunded. Today we're going to be in the shop working on the car. As you see, the wings are on and it's ready to go to the track. Just started today, and then I looked on Facebook and wouldn't you know it, it's canceled, unfortunately, which really sucks because I got a new camera guy named James and he is helping out, and we'll show him a little bit later in the video. And yes, Corey is still a part of this and everything like that, but he's got work issues of his own. But our next race is the following weekend at East Bay for the big non-wing race out there. Hopefully there's a lot of cars, so we're going to be pulling this axle, pulling the wings, and turning this thing into a non-wing ride. Stay tuned. All right, so to start this process, a lot of you guys have seen me do this time and time again. If you haven't and want to get a sneak peek on it before you finish this video, I've got countless videos showing this. We got some new parts that I'm excited to show you. And also what's got me excited about this is the guy behind the camera right now loves racing and he wants to learn. So I'm going to be teaching him. I know some of you are going to give me crap because I might be the wrong person teaching him, but hey, I'll teach anybody. But to start us out, we're going to pull all the wings that we're not hitting our head on them when we're working. And then we're going to pull all the tires off. Actually, we'll pull the tires first, but wings will be next. And then I'm going to teach James here basic maintenance going through the fuel system and everything like that to pickle it, and kind of just everyday stuff on it. Anyway, stay tuned. So we're going to start off getting these tires off. Same thing as a regular car, except for the back tires, obviously. We won't take them off. First one, always make sure we put these nuts back on here. Come on. Having all kinds of trouble. I am very upset about not being able to race this weekend. I was looking forward to it. Even took off work so I could get it to it. That's really sad. They even used my cars on the flyer for it. Well, that really sucks. Anyway, on to the back. All right, so now we're on the backs. I'm gonna go in a little bit more depth than I usually do. On sprint cars, the threads are reversed and the right way sometimes, or sometimes all the time, depending on what side you're on. So the tire spins this way, so the nut to tighten, there's only one 3-inch nut on here. To tighten it, turns to the back against the tire, so that way when the tire is running, it actually tightens the nut technically per se. That's the biggest, you know, somebody new coming to this automatically thinks it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and it ain't always like that. So on this one it is, you know, we're loosening it to get it off. And yes, you need a specialty wrench.
Okay, so for your subscribers, what's the difference between the smaller tires in the front and the bigger tires in the back?
The front to back?
Yeah.
Just grip.
So
you don't really need, are you talking about the width?
Yeah, so you use the back for the grip for the... Yeah,
it's rubber contact patch is what you want. You know, you don't want these things like the modifieds, the dirt modifieds, they got all that horsepower with only 8-inch wide tires all the way around, so they have to actually throttle control, and these things go so fast and so quick and turn on a dime per se that you need as much contact patch as possible, if that makes any sense. I think back in the day they made a series that had regular tires on the back, and they might still do it some places, but these cars wouldn't be, I don't know if they'd be just as fun to watch without them. But, and I could be totally wrong, so if somebody knows the answer to that question better than that, feel free to comment. But as you see right here, I'm putting this back on. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, okay? On the other side, when we get over there, it'll be different. But this is the left rear. I've got a 94 on it right now, and the right rear is a 105, and that's for my stagger for cornering and everything like that. Helps the car turn. And I'll put it beside the other tire when we get it off. Anyway, on to the right side. All right, so on this side, you can see it's a much larger tire. It's a 105, and it's actually a little bit wider too. I can't remember if this is 17-inch or 18. But anyway, so on this side, it's going to be completely opposite. It's going to be righty loosey, lefty tighty. The best way to remember this is on a sprint car, always go to the front to loosen. Go to the rear to tighten. On both sides, you'll never go wrong. Now we did just run this, we did just start this because James wanted to hear it start. So we did that, kind of, tease him a little bit since we won't get a race this weekend. But we're talking about renting the track. If it ain't all flooded, we're going to go run it so you can see it. But so we made sure these are tight. Usually you leave these loose, that way they're not, pulling threads the whole time, because you can crack a rear end doing that. And then we got a spacer inside there too. Always put that back on. And then lefty tighty. But as we roll over here, you can see, we'll do a side by side. There's the right rear. Here's the left rear. Okay. There's a lot, you can see this stuff all the time on the internet, like memes for sprint cars and stuff. But here's what you don't see. We also do it with the fronts. And the fronts aren't talked about a lot. So this is the left side tire. You grab this one here. But the right one, as you can tell, it's not much. The right side is a little taller. So there's stagger also in the front. But other than that, that's some useless information. I mean, racing, it's pretty useful, but a lot of people don't get to know that stuff.
So now, anyway, now the rear tires, those are for the grip, as you said. Right. The smaller front tires, those are just for just for steering. That's it.
There's no power going to the front. So and then an all-wheel drive thing. Yeah, just contact that. You got that much power, and we'll still bust them loose. Now you get a guy that's pretty good on prepping the tire and everything like that. It's hard to break them loose, or the key spay, it gets really rubbered down with these Top Guy motors, because we ain't got the big motor per se. We ain't got a lot of power. You'll bog that motor down trying to turn them. But anyway, we'll have another episode on tires. I gotta teach you how to groove them and everything like that, sand them down. And a lot of you will kind of go, why are you doing that to a brand new tire, or a new tire to us? Because we are underfunded per se, and we don't buy tires that often. But anyway, stay tuned and on to the wings. All right, so our next step is the wings. We'll start with the front one because we'll pull the top wing off this way. But we gotta get these mounts off. Now this 2016 Maxim is what it is. Didn't come with front wing mounts. It did up here, but it didn't come with these, so we'll end up leaving these spuds on because they're kind of a pain to get on and off. They're not really, but you ain't even gonna gain a tenth by taking them off, so we're just gonna leave them on. But anyway, grab the right wrench might help. There you go. Try not to lose the bolts. Best invention ever right here. Second to the impact. Oh, that's great. Might have to put that on the charger for too long. I'm bad about that. So that one came out. Yes, it's a really long bolt for that. That's what I had. I'll go over to Butler Speed Supply in Bushnell and get me the right one of these days on the way home from work. Okay, so now we need the hat. That's 9/16. Oh, that's what I need, 9/16 done. Oh, jumbly today. I'm an idiot. It is a half. Anyway, stay tuned. I gotta get the right wrench. All right, so I got the right tool. That's dead. Man, I can't get it. Stay tuned to get a battery. All right, so I got the right tool. Took a minute to find because my stuff was just scattered. And while I was looking at it, Dad decided to show up and help out after probably putting in a 15-hour day at work. So we got that going for us. If that ain't good news, I don't know what is. Take that off. Go to the other side. It actually gives you help too, that way you can film when you take the top thing off. And that's it for the bolts. We'll knock those out and then we'll take the wing off. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, so the bolts are out. And wing is off. We're gonna leave all that stuff on there because there's no need to take it off. And if you can't tell, that is a new wing. I bought two of them. One for Dad, because we needed one for his anyway, and mine was getting all kinds of beat up. So anyway, there's that. And on to the next wing. All right, so we're taking the top wing off. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. Now the 5 is because of the slider right here. We'll have a separate deal because I gotta take all the lines off for that too and cap it. But anyway, so we're gonna undo the bolts, I suppose. And that being an old wing, old style wing on a new thing, it's kind of in a bind a little bit, which wasn't horrible. And after that, I'm going to take that side off. And I'll hold it so it won't fall on the case. Good? Yep. All right. Back in, yeah, for now.
The wing or the car?
Put it in the tree, that way it stays with it. We ain't gonna worry about planting it on the car. We're taking it off later too. See, we're smart in some of our decisions. Is that what it is? Or is it WD-40 with gunk on it?
That ain't WD.
My motor pukes oil sometimes, but we think we got that issue fixed. Might just be a bad wash job by me. Half. You are leaning back a little. These will just completely take out and I'll put in the top toolbox. There you go. Dad hates wings because he gets that on all the time. Go ahead. Okay. All right, now the fun part. Now these are clamped on here to hold that on, and that's what the bolts are there for, to keep it clamped. So we'll actually have to hit on it a little bit to pop it out. So that'll take that side, and we're gonna end up coming this way, obviously. You need to, here. That's pretty much it with the top wing. We'll get this out of the way, and when we come back, we'll show you what it looks like with no wings on it. Stay tuned. All right, so we got the wings off and everything like that. I hope you learned something. Maybe what not to do, but at least you learned something. But we're gonna go ahead and take this axle out. We're not gonna put the new one in tonight. We'll save that for another video because the race got canceled. We wanna provide you guys with content as much as possible. I know I ain't been doing great on that. I took a little break. But I'm gonna try to do better, and with James's help, hopefully he can keep me motivated, I suppose. So we're just gonna take that front axle out, take this brake caliper off, and leave it out for here, and then next time we'll come in and we'll do the whole process, but in reverse. So we gotta take tie rod off, or not tie rod off, sorry, the drag link off. This is the tie rod. Most of them are 3/4. So, got the 3/4 inch impact here. We're gonna take the shock off first. And naturally it drops. And because we're good mechanics, pull that bolt out, stick it right back in. Drag link off here. This is a safety nut. Yeah, it's threaded. So this is just an extra safety precaution. Move that back out of the way. Move that down. So we'll leave this tie rod on here for now. We got one radius rod over here, and I've got a what they call a panhard bar right here that keeps the axle centered. We're gonna leave that hooked up for now so it doesn't go left and right. Pull that out, get the radius rod. And these radius rods, you don't change them for the front axle or the other axle. It'll be the same setup. It's just the axle's wider for non-wing. Come over here to the other side, do the exact same thing. That drops, pull it out. Oh, another piece out. Top first. What am I doing? I even set it on camera and I still don't do it. Arm over there we're going to leave for just one more second. because I've got to get a 9/16, which should be that one right there. See now why we shouldn't have been there. No, goodness. Yeah, I make sure these are tight now because I had a race where that came off. There we go. Get out from doing it after a while, because it's been a while since I've changed the axle. You forget what things you ought to do first sometimes, and you'll figure it out real quick. Just leaving the shocks hooked up on that side, and this side would have kept that thing from going teeter-tottering. Okay. And there's the caliper. Set it off the side. That way you ain't got to worry about bleeding brakes. And this can go back in there like so. And pros, like World of Outlaws or anybody that's got like a 6-man or 3-man team at least, can, in a race, if they damage your front axle, in less than 2 minutes, have bent one or cracked one or broke one, pulled out, and a new one put in and ready to go in less than 2 minutes. So these are real easy to change out. And then last but not least, we'll undo this one right here. Pull that off. Screw that back on there. And then we'll get our radius rods out of the way because you don't want to bend them. They don't bend easy, but they can bend. Rotate it up, let that torsion arm fall down. We'll set this up here for now, get it out of the way. Tilt it up, let that go down. We're gonna go this way. Forgot about them bolts. And we turn the wheel sideways to get in there. And voila, there's your Sprint car front axle. And it also is new too. That's another thing I purchased for this car at Butler Speed and Supply over in Bushnell. So definitely give Shane a call if you need stuff like this, because you've got everything you need for your Sprint car needs. We will leave the number in the bottom below. So, and that's that. And it is getting late and it is a work night. So we're gonna stop there. Our next video, we'll put the 53-inch in. And I'll grab it real quick so you can see the difference before we go.
We told you we were going to let you see the car without the wing. That's where the top wing should be. That's where the bottom should be. That's a wingless Sprint.
So there's a, kind of give you an idea, there's a 53-inch axle, okay? It's wider. So that's what we'll be putting in this one. But other than that, stay tuned. We got a list off new subscribers we got. Can't thank you guys enough. And we're gonna wrap stuff up here and then name off the subscribers and thanks to all our supporters. And we're gonna call it a night and go to work and do it all again tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm James. I started working with Cole about 2.5 weeks ago. We started, talking about racing and stuff like that. And the first video I seen on this channel was one of his East Bay Raceway videos, and we've just been talking, back and forth. I subscribed to his channel. Told him I wanted to learn how to work on cars and that I wanted to, at some point, hopefully start racing myself. And he told me to subscribe to his channel and got me a Underfunded shirt, and just spending this time with him and, you know, learning how this all goes, it's going to be big for me. I'd like to thank 2 of my personal friends that have subscribed to his channel, that's trying to help his channel out, and that's Jess and Kiefer. And y'all are going to be very appreciated. I got some little cards that I'm going to send to y'all in the mail, and that's about it, man. I started watching racing when I was like 10 years old, like at East Bay. And, you know, growing up watching that, and then, you know, being able to have a friend that does it, that brings, you know, it makes a whole lot better, you know, for everybody, you know, for us to get along and everything like that. So, but you know, just hanging out with them, and you know, it's good that we get to work together because we get to talk more, and we've been talking about how we want to get this YouTube channel going, and which direction we want it to go. And I'm proud to be on team Underfunded. So thank y'all, and I'm proud to be a part of y'all now.
And we're happy to have you. It's nice having a cameraman that knows what he's doing.